So today we're going to be looking at Meghan Markle and some of her recent media ventures. Specifically, we're going to be looking at her new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, and her Netflix series, With Love, Meghan.
Okay.
What's Meghan's game plan here? What's going on?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because I think when you look at these two projects side by side, it's almost like they're coming from two completely different people. So you have Confessions, which is focused on entrepreneurship, and that's launching April 8th with Lemonada Media. And then you have With Love, Meghan, which is a lifestyle series, and that premiered on Netflix March 4th.
Right.
And that's gotten some, let's just say, interesting reviews.
Let's talk about Confessions first.
Yeah.
It seems to tie in really nicely with Meghan's own business venture as ever.
Yeah.
Do you think that was kind of a deliberate move on her part?
I think absolutely it was a deliberate move.
Okay.
And I think the choice to partner with Lemonada Media is a really significant one. Lemonada Media is known for creating really female-centric content. And that really tapped into this specific audience who are looking for very nuanced conversations about really important social issues. So, partnering with them, I think, is a really strategic way to reach that same audience.
Okay, now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about With Love, Meghan. Okay, so on paper, it kind of sounds like your typical lifestyle show. You've got cooking segments, gardening segments, you have celebrity guests. But the reactions have been really all over the place.
The critical response has been pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Variety called it unrelatable. The Independent used words like queasy and exhausting to describe it. Critics are saying that it just feels really artificial, and some people are even kind of taking issue with Meghan's tone in the show, and they're saying that she comes across as kind of defensive.
Well, it's interesting that she chose to announce her new podcast literally just a week after the Netflix series premiere.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a calculated move on her part, especially after all this backlash?
I mean, the timing is definitely curious, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she's trying to appeal to a different audience, maybe an audience that's a little bit more receptive to her messages.
And in her Instagram post about Confessions, she described it as eye-opening, inspiring, and fun. And she talked about the twists and turns of building a business, which I think could really speak to people who are on that same journey.
With Love, Meghan presented a very specific image, and I think the reception to it suggests that it didn't land with everybody. And so now with Confessions, it's like she's focusing on a different aspect of her persona. How do you think her media presence will evolve? Will she continue to explore these new avenues? Or will she double down on what seems to be working?
Yeah, it's a great question, I think. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
It'll be really interesting to see how Confessions is received and then what direction she takes from there. But thanks for joining us for another deep dive. Keep your eyes peeled because things are definitely getting interesting in Meghan's world.
Always.